Welcome back to the channel. If you look at this very failed swing have been verified and market is moving in this direction as predicted yesterday, and right now will this very market move from here into this very area before the next move to the upside, or we're going to see the market come all the way to this very point, which is very important for market moving upward. I'll be discussing this in detail. And if you look at the Bitcoin price action, this very point of important level of resistance have rejected the market all the way to this very area, and this market now have capacity of moving all the way into this very point and the possibility of coming all the way to this very area before the next move upward. But there is a very important thing to pay attention to on this very price action, because this very market appear to be a ascending triangular pattern, which I'm going to dive into the detail in this very video. And if you look at the BTCUSDT price action, it is covered that this very point is where the market is right now at 0.70 cent. And my prediction is for market to move from this very area into this very point. So will the market from where it is right now at this very area move upward and break this trend line and begin to move all the way to the upside, or we're going to still see the market come into this very area before any move to the upside, which is very important. One thing that is also very key right now is that if you come to coin bubbles right here, it is covered that pi has dropped negative 21.5%, and I don't know why it's always taking the chunk of the drop in the market most of the time, okay? And that is why we are seeing the market coming all the way to the downside. I know that a lot of coins are retracing right now, but pi has retraced very much, and this is what we need to pay attention to as miners and traders. Let's discuss all of this and put things into perspective in this very video. So watch this video gradually all the way to the very end. The first thing here is the ETH price action. If you notice, this very area is a failed swing area at this very point, and what that means is that if markets move all the way from here to the upside, come back down, move upward, and fail to create a new high at this very point, it means that market have a greater capacity of coming into this very area where the market moved from at this very point in the past. And that is exact same thing I am personally still looking at right now on this price action, and that is why you need to pay attention to this as well, because this is very important for you moving in the right direction of the market. So pay attention to this, guys. In my opinion, market is going to still move from where it is right here into this very area before any next move to the upside, and there is also a possibility of market breaking this very point and move into this very area, but we cannot tell accurately right now unless price come into this very area, and then we see what price action is going to do at this very point. Then we can then verify that market either from here is going to move upward, or we look at the possibility either 40% or 50% of market coming back into this very point. This is how technical analysis work. And from what I am seeing on price action, I don't know for you, but I am looking at market moving downward, okay? This very market is going to come all the way to the downside, and that is why if I see market move up a little bit, I'm not bothered, because what I'm looking at is very different. Market should come into this very area first of all, and then I will then verify whether market is going to move upward, or from here we are going to see a breakout on this level of important support before the market is going to move downward. Then market is going to continue with the impulsive move on the 1-day chart. Now, one thing that you need to pay attention to is that if you see retracement in the market, don't get confused with reversal. Retracement in the market is not reversal, and retracement in the market give another leg of the next impulsive move opportunity for impulsive traders, okay? So if you trade the impulses, that means you wait for at the end of retracement for you to take your trade. And that is what I am paying attention to on this very price action, ETH USDT for our chart. Pay attention to these, guys, to be in the right direction of the market. And if you look at the Bitcoin price action, it is covered that this very high right here is higher than this very high at this very point, okay? Although within the same region of resistance. But what that means is market have capacity of coming back down into this very area before the next move to the upside. The most important thing that you need to pay attention to right now is what I want to show you right now. Let's say, for example, market come back down, okay, from this very point where it is right here, and come back down and did not create a new low. Though this low right at this very point, that means we see market come to this very point and then move up or create a new high higher than this very high right here, and then market come back down again to this very point, okay, and move into this very area. What this have created on price action is that you see market is gradually ascending, but there is a big resistance within this very area right here. What that means is, for sure, 90% of the time market is going to break this very area, because we are seeing the market at this very point, which is what I am also paying attention to. If this very leg that we are in right now did not come down and close below this very point right here, this is what you must have to pay attention to right now to be in the right direction of the market. This very kind of formation in the market is a great sign to know if a level of resistance in this very case is going to break in the market. And sometimes this is what a lot of traders don't pay attention to when it comes to price action. And on this very BTC USDT 4-hour chart, you need to pay attention to this for market moving forward. So what I am now looking at is very simple. Look at market come into this very point, okay, before the next move upward. And if market come in here and go below this very area, I am now very sure that market have 50% of a chance of coming into this very point before the final move to the upside. This is the three things I am not paying attention to on this very price action. Once any of them play out, I'm going to know that price action have shifted, and we need to look at that very perspective moving forward on BTC USDT 4-hour chart. So the most important thing on this very price action is to pay attention to this very leg that is in right now, and look at it if it go below this very area of important support. If it go below it, that is, if price action go below this very area, then it means that market can move up a little bit and then come back down before the next move all the way to the upside, or market can just move all the way downward before the next move to the upside. And this is what you must have to pay attention to be in the right direction of the market. BYUSDT price action, you may be looking at something very different, but I can tell you that, you see, when market was around this very area, some person thought market is going to move upward, but I've already told you that market is going to come all the way to the downside. And the exact same thing we are seeing on price action right now. That means you are taking the right direction, you are taking the right step, you are looking at the right thing in the market with all this analysis, which is also very important. And if you look at where the market is right now, some person also think market is going to from here move all the way to the upside. You may be right, but I am looking at something very different as well. As usual, market is going to come back down. That is what I am looking at. And since market have not broken out of this level of important resistance, which is a resistance trend line at this very point, there is no need taking any buy position, not at all, on this very price action. We must see that market breakout on this very resistance trend line before taking any position at all the way to the upside. And for me, I am not taking any position even though market breakout on this level of important resistance. I need to wait to have further verification for market to move all the way to the upside. So what I am not looking at on the BYUSDT 4-hour chart is for the market to come into this very zone of important resistance, which will now turn as a support for the market moving upward. Then the breakout here, market should move into this very area and then come back down, because if you look at it, this very point will now serve as a resistance for the market to come into this very area and come back to the downside. And this is what you must have to pay attention to be in the right direction of the market right now on BYUSDT 4-hour chart. If you look at coin bubbles right now, you discover that Pi have come down in the past 24 hours. This is 20.4% right now as we speak, and this is not good for this very token, including miners and traders. And if you are mining, and let's say for example this coin pump up to $1, you discover that your mining efforts will be greatly appreciated in terms of the dollar equivalent. And when the market dump all the way to the downside, let's say for example you come to exchange your token on any exchange at 0.70, then it means you are short of some profit, even though you can still be in a little bit of profit. But this is very important. If we continue to see pi come all the way to the downside, it will not be good for miners and investors alike. And that is why I prefer that some things need to be changed on the pi network, okay, that is the blockchain, which will enhance the growth of pi, which will further spice up the price moving all the way to the upside. And this is my personal opinion. You may have something very contrary to it, which is also very fine. This is what I am not paying attention to on the price of pi. Look at market from here, move into this very area before the next move to the upside. And before you take any trade, guys, please ensure that market breakout on this very level of important resistance, which is a trend line, and be in the right direction of the market. On coin market cap right here, we discover that the global crypto market capitalization have decreased a little bit from $3.33 trillion to $3.27 trillion. As you can see right here, and the fear and greed index have moved from 70 to 68%, which is not that bad. Market need correction, and then the next move to the upside. Generally, I see crypto pumping all the way to the upside in the next few months, which is my personal opinion. You may have something very contrary to this, and this is what I am looking at. So the best time to take position for long time holding, 6 months to 1 year, is still right now, because the market is down. If you look at the 1 week chart, this is very important. Pay attention to all of these, guys, to be in the right direction of the market. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe if you have not, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for other crypto content. Join our Telegram channel, the link in the description of this very video, and also in the pinned comment for more crypto updates, on-chain data, sentimental analysis, and many more. Link down below. It is a free channel. Thanks for watching.